Alright, let's talk about something that comes up often when people are planning a trip to Milford Sound: travel sickness. If you've looked at the Milford Road, you've probably seen it's pretty winding. Lots of corners, changing elevation, and it can feel pretty intimidating if you're prone to travel sickness. But here's the good news. We see dozens of people every day who are worried about travel sickness and end up absolutely fine. So in this video, we're going to walk you through our top tips to help you avoid or minimize travel sickness so you can actually enjoy the journey. Hi, I'm Toby, owner and guide here at Luxe Tours. We're a premium small group tour operator to Milford Sound, operating here in the beautiful Fiordland. And here's a little secret for you. I often get sick of traveling long distances on windy, narrow roads, so I've come up with some top tips from my own experience for avoiding a miserable day. First things first, it helps to understand why travel sickness happens. Basically, it's your brain getting mixed signals. Your eyes are seeing movement, but your body is sitting still. And when those two things don't match up, that's when you start to feel off. Now add in a windy alpine road like the one to Milford Sound. Your brain is working overtime, trying to process it all. And something people don't always realize is anxiety plays a big role too. If you're already worried about getting sick, that can make it even more likely to happen. So just knowing that and going in feeling prepared already puts you in a much better position. Think about how you want to get there. If you're really prone to travel sickness, self-driving can help a lot. Of course, being the driver usually reduces symptoms, and you can stop wherever you like, but there's a trade-off. The road to Milford Sound requires a lot of concentration, which means you might miss some of the scenery, which is kind of the whole point of going. On a guided tour, however, you can sit back and relax, and what surprises most people is they actually feel better than expected. That's largely because of frequent stops, usually on average every 10 to 20 minutes. So you're constantly getting fresh air and resetting. Next tip, and this one makes a huge difference: where you sit. Whether you're self-driving or taking a tour, try to sit towards the front of the vehicle and keep your eyes straight ahead. Looking forward helps your brain match what it's seeing with what your body is feeling, which reduces the confusion we talked about earlier. Even if you're not in the very front seat, just make sure you have a clear view out of the front windscreen and off to the horizon. And a big tip, avoid looking at your phone. I know it's tempting, but reading or scrolling is one of the fastest ways to trigger travel sickness. You don't always need heavy medication. We've found on the tour that sometimes the simple stuff works really well. Things like ginger tablets, peppermint gum, drinking small sips of water regularly, and having a light snack like crackers. All of these can help settle your stomach. Try to avoid heavy, greasy food before you travel, as that can make things worse. And of course, you can rely on travel sickness tablets like sea legs. Just be aware, they can make you drowsy. This is probably the most easiest and underrated tip. Get out of the vehicle whenever you can. Those regular stops along the Milford Road just aren't for photos. They're actually perfect for resetting your system. Fresh air, stretching your legs, and looking out at the landscape. It all really helps your body to recalibrate. And these scenic stops are some of the most beautiful parts of the trip anyway. So you're not just managing travel sickness, you're enhancing the experience. Quick bonus tip, the cruise is usually fine. People often worry fairly about travel sickness on the boat, but the Milford Sound cruise is typically very calm, and this is because the fjord in some places is only around 1 kilometre wide. Any bit of wind, even if it's strong, has very little effect on the water conditions. And when you get out towards the Tasman Sea, the skipper of the boat will make a judgment call. If it's a bit choppy, they'll turn around early. If you're concerned, just head outside onto the deck, out in the fresh air. This is the place of least movement. Keep your eyes on the horizon. This makes a massive difference. As I mentioned at the start, I'm a notorious traveller. And so when we started Luxe Tours, I made a massive effort with our guides for them to understand the impact of travel sickness on some of our guests. One of the things you can do if you're booking with us is request a front seat. Now, it's not always guaranteed every guest has the same opportunity or same right to the front seats, but our guides do their absolute best to get you up near the front or change around the seating during the day if you are starting to feel a wee bit travel sick. We also have regular scenic and nature stops, particularly on our Te Anau to Milford Sound tour, where we're stopping on average about every 10 to 20 minutes. And if you're joining our tour from Queenstown, there is an opportunity in the township of Te Anau where we stop for 30 minutes to get travel sickness tablets. So there you have it, some quick tips from an expert on travel sickness. If travel sickness has been putting you off visiting Milford Sound, hopefully this gives you a bit of confidence. Most people find it's completely manageable and absolutely worth it. At the end of the day, this is one of the most incredible journeys in New Zealand, and you really don't want to miss it. We hope this has helped with your planning, and we hope to see you in Milford Sound soon.